Today we recap the events at the end of Halo Wars 2, its potential impact on Halo 6, and how Halo 5 Guardians and Halo Wars 2 will come together to a powerful climax in Halo 6. We also ponder how the galaxy will depend on the Spirit of Fire, the once thought destroyed ship, and the Infinity as the only ships to face Cortana's dangerous Guardians. Though we don't know how the Guardians work yet in combat, it's looking more and more like the Guardians are going to be a terrifying weapon in this upcoming war. We also discuss how the characters from Halo Wars and the mainline Halo games will come together in Halo 6 for a big ending, and more. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I hope everyone is doing well, everything's going great, and life is going good for all of you. So I know school's starting up soon or already, so if you've subscribed during the summer or ever, I hope you stay tuned for the coming future. I really have enjoyed the new people that have joined us this summer. We're really super close to getting 500,000 subscribers here on YouTube, the biggest Halo channel on the site besides Red vs. Blue, and we couldn't have done it without you guys. And I tell you this not to gloat or brag or whatever, but to make a statement that Halo isn't dead. I mean, look at the size of all of the Halo community, not just this channel, but all the other big YouTube channels growing so fast. Other game series like Minecraft and Grand Theft Auto 5 and whatever have tons of channels with huge subscriber counts and huge views, and although I know it's not about that, it's really cool to see that Halo is finally getting into that realm of big subscriber count. Alright, so let's get into it. At the end of Halo Wars 2, Professor Anders takes a Halo ring from the Ark and travels through slip space to the Sol system, the same system where Installation 04 was in Halo Combat Evolved before it blew up. Anders tells Cutter she'll get a beacon out and that it'll only be a few weeks until she figures out how to communicate to the Spirit of Fire.
I don't believe that's an option any longer.
Professor Anders, there must be some way.
Don't worry, Captain. As soon as I'm back to the Sol system, I'll get that beacon out. It should only be a few weeks.
Professor!
And I can figure out how to get back to you.
So as Anders is on the Halo ring, going through slip space away from the portal to the Sol system, she randomly drops out. Ellen Anders walks out on the surface of the Halo ring and sees that something has stopped her, Cortana. After all, it wouldn't take long for Cortana to see that, since she has control of the Foreigner domain and the Mantle of Responsibility, to see that one of her toys, a Halo ring, was flying through slip space. So of course she stopped it. Perhaps not shortly after this, she realizes what's happening at the Ark, and that could mean big trouble for the Spirit of Fire and the Banished. Since the Mantle of Responsibility is all about peacemaking, it would only make sense that Cortana wants to stop any fighting, including the events that which happened in Halo Wars 2. Though Anders doesn't know about Cortana or the current situation that unfolded in Halo 5 Guardians, or that human AI, the now created, in control of the Mantle of Responsibility, no, all Anders sees is a terrifyingly large foreigner construct above her, and it doesn't look nice. Though we don't know the full capabilities of the Guardians, besides slip space and EMP, it's used to police a system, as said in Halo 5, and most police, mind you, have guns, at least here in America. Anders makes a good conclusion when she implies this thing is dangerous, and I can't wait to see the Guardians in combat.
Peace will reign across the known galaxy.
Another pulse!
Hold on!
Many people suspect that the ring that Anders took from the Ark going to the Sol system is the same ring seen at the end of Halo 5 Guardians, where Cortana hums very creepily while lighting up the ring. And this would all be quite fitting if it is in Sol system, because then basically we would be back to square one. A Halo ring where the Halo 1 ring was, and also a crazy person or a group of people trying to fire the Halo rings, or some kind of crazy beliefs that are, kind of misguided, honestly. Once the prophets, now perhaps this time it will be Cortana. Though her firing of the Halo ring seems over the top, at least I know that's what I thought a long time ago, Cortana, after much speculation, Cortana may consider putting enormous populations away of only those who have agreed to obey her, such as the Ungoi at this point, confirmed the Ungoi have agreed to serve under Cortana or obey her. And then, once she's made an arc of all the species that she has, of course, allowed to be on this arc, she would then annihilate the galaxy to start over in an attempt to make the galaxy more peaceful. Though at the end of Halo 5 Guardians, it's quite evident that Cortana still trusts and cares for Master Chief and hid him and Blue Team away in a cryptum. That's what the whole journey with Master Chief, the whole 3 missions in Halo 5, were all about for Master Chief, so it makes sense that Cortana would want to keep him safe before pressing the big dynamite button for the galaxy-wide cleansing. In other words, if Cortana captures Master Chief, she might pull the trigger on the galaxy. Well, anyway, let's get into the Halo Wars 2, the meat of this video. So the Halo Wars 2 story is set in the year 2559, which is very close to Halo 5 Guardians' story set in October 2558. And it's no accident that the Spirit of Fire awoke almost 30 years later, right when modern Halo story is taking place, as this implies that the writers intend to somehow incorporate Professor Anders, Captain Cutter, Jerome, Red Team, Isabel, the Banished, and maybe also Atriox into the modern Halo story to lead up to a big bang climax of Cortana's reclamation. So I love this example. I think it may be the first time I'm saying it, but I just think of it so often when compared to Halo 6 and Halo Wars 2. In the Marvel movies, the upcoming action film Avengers Infinity War Part 1, or I think they may have took away the Part 1, will consist of a large group of heroes, the Avengers and friends, fighting against a main bad guy, Thanos, and his minions. And by the way, Thanos has all the keys to the puzzle. He has all the Infinity Stones, much like how Cortana has the Foreigner Domain, and she has all the, special powers here. So it's gonna be really cool here. There's so much possibility with Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5 colliding into Halo 6 for something really neat. Halo 6 could do the same as Avengers Infinity War Part 1 or whatever. Now there may be many characters in Halo 6, such as Locke, Lasky, Arbiter, Red Team, Blue Team, Fire Team Osiris again, the Spirit of Fire crew like Anders and Isabel and Cutter against Cortana and the Banished. Or even a bigger twist, all those characters that I just listed and the Banished versus Cortana, because maybe Atriox is smart enough to know that Cortana is a bigger threat than humanity and the UNSC and the Covenant and whatnot. But if this was the case, the story will need to maintain powerful characterization, making each character important to the story, not just thrown in there for fan service, not just thrown in there just because. Each character needs to carry powerful emotions, and the chemistry needs to be right, and the depth of the story needs to be there without being oversaturated and, carelessly thrown around into a big, pot full of stuff like Halo 5 sort of was, which I'm sure would be a nearly impossible task for something, so I don't expect Halo 6 to really go in this direction. Avengers Infinity War may be able to pull that off since that's what they planned, but I'm thinking it would be really cool if they just brought 1 or 2 characters from Halo Wars 2 and brought a couple characters from Halo 5 like Master Chief and Agent Locke, and maybe just put the other characters aside so that these new characters can get a little bit more room and more emotion and more depth for the overall story. Anyway, I think it would be really cool. So at the end of the day, we're not really sure if any of this is going to happen or the characters will ever see each other, but I think this is the case. And I think that Professor Anders has been thrown into the Halo 6 story to some degree. She may play an important or maybe a side role when facing Cortana and the Banished in Halo 6. It would also be really cool to see the Spirit of Fire, a ship that was thought to be lost and destroyed by the Covenant way back in the day, in the early days of the Covenant and Human War, join the Infinity as the last stand between humanity and Cortana's complete will and wrath of the Mantle of Responsibility. Seeing Red Team, Blue Team, and Fire Team Osiris as the only remaining Spartans to take down the entire Created and the Ungoi and any that had joined her, and potentially fight the Banished, which, by the way, mind you, the Spirit of Fire, Red Team, has some experience facing. It would be really cool if once again the Spirit of Fire faced the Banished in Halo 6, although maybe leave a little bit of room for Halo Wars 3 if that ever happens, right? Overall, I'm super interested to see how Halo 6 will pan out because the stakes have never been so high, at least in my opinion, and with so little help after St. Helios and Earth being EMP'd, and potentially, undoubtedly many other colonies being EMP'd by Guardians as well, it's very likely that the Infinity, the Spartans, the Spirit of Fire will have to face this challenge alone, or at the very least a lot less in numbers than if Cortana didn't have the Guardians. I also like the idea of the surprise on the characters' faces when they learn of all the news. The Infinity crew and Lasky just dropping their jaws when they see that the Spirit of Fire saves them in the last minute, this ship that they thought was destroyed a long time ago that they read in history books, right? Or maybe even seeing Anders and Cutter see the terrible potential and the Mantle of Responsibility, and seeing the characters that have always been separated by the mainline Halo games and the Halo Wars games bond over fighting Cortana. It's definitely something that leaves room for a lot of great potential, a lot of emotional bonding between characters, and it will be sweet if it happens. So guys, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think will happen when Master Chief meets the Spirit of Fire crew, if he does? Red Team, Captain Cutter, other characters facing Master Chief and commenting on everything that's happened. Oh, it brings me so much delight. And let me know, would you like to see Red Team interact with Locke and Chief and the others, and how do you feel about all the heroes coming together to face their biggest opponent ever, something like Avengers Infinity War? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm really excited to hear your responses, and be sure to drop this video a like and subscribe. We're so close to having 1 million. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.